This month's recipe comes from Chef Jaren Bates. Dine Chef Jaren Bates began cooking as a child with his mom on his family's 30-acre alfalfa farm and cattle ranch on the Navajo Reservation in northern New Mexico. Later, after his mom passed at a young age, he helped out more with the family meals. Eventually, he left home to study at culinary school. Chef Jaren's 18-year career is awe-inspiring for him. He enjoys learning new techniques, flavor combinations, and cooking food that is not just tasty, but also tells a story. He prefers to use ingredients that hold a deeper meaning, as this helps to feed the mind and the belly.
Oh, hey. Well, I'm Chef Char, and today Chef Jaren can't make it. So just like every once in a while you end up with a substitute teacher, I'm the substitute chef. But let's make Chef Jaren's recipe. This is going to be for some beautiful blue Hubbard squash with a little bit of a honey gastrique, some chiltepin pepper, and some sage, which you're eventually going to plant with Mr. Pickle. Let's talk about winter squashes. They're very different from a summer squash. This would be a summer squash, yellow squash, zucchini, and they have softer skins. They're also just really, really easy to cut, and you can kind of see the inside is just juicy. Now the winter squash is a lot different. The winter squash has a really hard outside. They come in all these different shapes, sizes, colors. The size of the blue Hubbard can get to be about this guy right here. And the color of the blue Hubbard, kind of a little gray, a little lighter in the color. And the inside is gonna be this beautiful orange flesh. So we're going to use this squash today. You'll have a blue Hubbard. You're gonna have a very hard outside. So we are gonna use a knife to cut it. You wanna make sure that you have an adult helping you with this knife, because we don't want to hurt ourselves. I've already washed the squash. Give it a cut with the knife and down. I usually want to make sure that I have as much of a flat surface as possible, that it's not jiggling around. Then I have a nice wedge here. This outside is really a nice protection for the squash, so you can store it. And storing squash is really, really great in the winter so that we're able to have these things and enjoy them when they don't grow. And it's part of preserving and being able to continue the season and enjoy these. And I love winter squash because it reminds me that the season is changing. I'm just gonna take the seeds out, and you can always save these seeds. They're super delicious, but I'm just going to take this spoon, take off those little insides, clean it up a little bit, ready to go. I'm gonna get into a little bit smaller piece, cut it in half, and then start peeling from there. Just small little bits to take off. So I don't take too much of that flesh, because the flesh is delicious. Getting all that hard bits off. We have it all cleaned up. Another way to do it though, there's nothing wrong with leaving the skin on. I like the skin on because it kind of holds it together. You wouldn't necessarily eat it. It would be kind of like a little bit of a cup to bring it together. And you can have this wedge like this, and then you can take these smaller pieces, these guys that you've already cleaned up, taken the skin off. You can cut these into cubes. I like them a little big, kind of clunky. So let's go ahead and get this ready to roast. I'm going to take a sheet tray, and I like to put a piece of parchment paper on it. You don't have to, it's not required. You can definitely just put it right on the sheet tray. Just kind of helps for cleaning up. I put these guys down too, the wedges that I have. I like to make sure that one of the cut sides is down, because that's going to help maybe give a little bit of color to that, a little caramelization, if you will. And I like to have similar sizes, so these are going to cook a little faster than probably these wedges, but I can remove these off if I want to do two different sizes. I'm going to take a little bit of olive oil, and I just like to drizzle a little olive oil on top. Don't go crazy. It's a little drizzle. And then I'm going to do a little bit of salt, because that'll help intensify those flavors. A little bit of pepper, just a tiny bit. And then we're going to put this into our oven. And at this size, I like to use a little bit hotter oven, like 400 degrees, because I'm looking to get some color on my squash. So to me, color equals flavor. I'm gonna check it in about 7 minutes. I think it'll take about 10 minutes to cook, but everybody's oven's a little bit different, so it's good to kind of start ahead of time. All right, so while the squash is roasting, we're gonna go ahead and make our gastrique. What is a gastrique? Well, Chef Jaren really likes the whole sweet and sour, the kind of pickly sort of flavors that happen when you add vinegar to things. So the first thing we're going to do is take some honey, about a half a cup. We're looking at a 2-to-1 ratio, 2 being our vinegar to our honey. And we're going to start by putting this onto a low flame. Keeping it low because this is a sweetener, it is sugar, and it definitely can burn very easily. Always making sure that I have either a little hot pad or a towel that's dry, make sure I don't burn myself. And as soon as that just starts to have a few little bubbles starting to simmer, we're going to add our vinegar to it. We're adding 1 cup then of apple cider vinegar. Apples go really, really well with the squash. Slowly add that in. We want it to reduce down and come together and be about the consistency of maple syrup. Okay, before we go any further, let's go to Mr. Pickle. He's gonna show us how to plant our sage.
Hi everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to plant the sage that was used in the recipe. But first, I'm sorry, there's a lot of bugs out here, and I'm going to have to kind of get this thing off of me. They keep coming down here. Oh, there. Okay. Sorry, there's just been just a slew of bugs. Anyway, I'm planting out here. We're going to do some sage. Sage is used for culinary. It's used for medicinal, I think aromatics, and sometimes it's used for spiritual stuff. Anyway, so you can use sage mostly for cooking. These bugs are getting, there's a lot. Anyway, sage is used for a lot of different purposes, and once you get these growing, they do really well here in the desert area during the cooler months. What I'm going to do is show you how to transplant these things. Sorry. Sorry. There's allergies and bugs. There's just all kinds of stuff going on here. Okay, so let me get into this about how to plant these things. I usually squeeze these a little bit to loosen the side from the container, and I just kind of tickle these roots just a little bit so the plant roots know they can grow outward at this point. And if you're in your garden and you have a lot of bugs, that's really good because bugs are really good for your garden. Generally, there's a lot of good bugs and bad bugs, but generally bugs are good. That means you've got a really healthy organic environment.
Hey, Mr. Pickle. You have mud on your face.
Thank you. Yeah, I know. I know there's a lot of bugs on me.
I said mud, not bug.
I know there's a lot of bugs on me. So thank you. Anyway, so I got it all tickled up. It's just about ready to plant. And you can plant these in a pot, or you can plant them directly in the garden, but today we're going to do it in a pot. And I'm just going to kind of drop this in here, and then I'm going to put a little soil in here. Maybe this bug will want to get in here with this at all. The soil level is the same as the level that it was in the container, so that's really important. And these plants don't need a lot of water. They need to be well drained in the soil. So just do what you can. Thanks for watching, and we'll take it back to Chef Char at this point. Have a fun time planting.
Thank you, Mr. Pickle. Next, we have our beautiful gastrique here. It's slightly syrupy, but I'm keeping in mind that it's also really hot. This will start to thicken as it starts to cool. We want to add some fresh sage to it. The sage is going to make it even more delicious. It's going to make it taste more like fall and the holidays coming and all of that. You could just tear the leaves. Smells delicious. You can add those while it's hot. And what's happening, think of like when you have a tea bag and you add some hot water to it. It's like the same thing. It's starting to steep. So I can already, just as these leaves are added to it, besides the fact that I'm tearing them and kind of releasing the oils out, also the heat that is coming from this gastrique is starting to make it really intense, and it's starting to flavor this sweet and sour sauce that we're making. And then the really, probably my favorite part is adding a little bit of chiltepine. Chiltepines are peppers, really, really delicious, but also super fiery. This is actually the chiltepine pepper, and it has little baby chiltepines on it. These are green right here. They'll eventually turn red. Super beautiful. These are dried. This is also part of preservation, because if they stayed on the plant or they weren't dried, they would spoil. So we have them dried and we can use them anytime we want. But these pack a punch. Super, super powerful, super spicy. And we definitely want to be using something like a glove or maybe a mortar and pestle. So I'm gonna take a glove, and it's not going to take more than one. I'm just gonna crack it and add it. It just breaks right up because it's dried. This little ball of fire right in there. Oh my goodness, I can already smell it too. We're gonna add a little bit of salt to our gastrique, just a couple twists. It's just gonna help bring out all of those flavors. I'm gonna give this a couple of really good stirs, make sure everything's mixed up really well. And then I'm just gonna put it over the top. And I wanna get a few of these little baby sage leaves. And you can see those little peppers. Beautiful saguaro fruit seeds that we'll put on top. Kind of like a sesame seed sort of texture. Sprinkle a little bit of that on top. And maybe a little sunflower petal. And our dish is ready to go. And I'm so excited to taste this. This is going to be delicious. Oh, this is so good. It's so delicious. The squash, intense flavor, the sweet, the sour. Oh, I got a bite of that chiltepine too. This is great. And the sage, that floral. I need to stop talking and keep chewing.